Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video, I'd like to show you an absolute tiger tank of a hardback book, which I recently purchased from Amazon. Now, if you love the Universal Monsters as much as I do, indeed any Universal movie from the 1940s, I think if you haven't got this book, I strongly suggest that you get yourself a copy because honestly it's the best book I've ever seen on the Universal monster movies of the 1940s, and as I say, other Universal movies besides. So I'll just show you the book now. The book is called 40s Universal Monsters, a critical commentary. Just look at how big that book is, guys. Fantastic they are. There's the illustrations of the famous monsters: Wolfman, Frankenstein, yeah, and Phantom of the Opera, and one of the women from one of the Universal monster movies, yeah, and they are little drawing of a cat there, yeah. So as I say, if you love Universal monsters, guys, I strongly suggest you add this book to your book collection. Yeah, there's a poster from the House of Frankenstein, Professor Lampini's The Actual Skeleton of Count Dracula, the vampire. If you remember in the House of Frankenstein, Boris Karloff, he escapes from prison, doesn't he, with his hunchback assistants, and he takes control of Professor Lampini's traveling House of Horrors in there. Yeah, so that's the actual poster from the House of Frankenstein from 1944. Yeah. All right then, guys. So I'm just going to show you inside the book now. This was written by John T. Soyster, Harry Long, Henry Nicolella, and Dario Love. Yeah. So there you go, guys. Yeah. Fantastic, yeah. Oh, yeah. The biggest book I've ever had on the Universal Monsters. I'm really made up with this. I really am. You know, it really goes into detail about the Universal Monster movies. You know, it really does. And as I say, if you love Universal Monsters as much as I do. So basically, there's a table of contents. So it starts from 1940. The first movie is The Invisible Man Returns. And then it ends at 1948, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. So there you go, guys. There's the table of contents of all the movies. You can see all those there. Fantastic. And every movie is covered in extensive detail. It's got like information what I didn't know, and I know a lot about the Universal Monsters. Absolute mine of information. You know, I would regard this as a Universal movies encyclopedia. You know, the depth of detail it covers with each movie is absolutely breathtaking. It really is. You know, some photos scattered about here and there, but not many. It's mostly text for it. Oh, yeah. Really made up with this. I'm really made up with this, yeah. As I say, just the odd photograph here and there. It's mostly text, guys. But as I say, if you love Universal Monsters, you need this on your shelf. The Invisible Man Returns. That's the first movie it covers from 1940, yeah. So, yeah, so there you go. Stills here. John Carradine there from one of the Universal Monster movies. That would be The Beach Girls and the Monster. That was 1965. This is from the Invisible Man's Revenge. That's shot there. But oh yeah, absolutely made up. And if you want to find out about a particular movie, just go straight to the year. For instance, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, 1943. You just go to 1943. So there you go, guys. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, 1943. Absolute mine of information, as you can see. You know, loads and loads of stuff here to digest, guys. It's even got the Sherlock Holmes movies in here as well. You know, Basil Rathbone in. Yeah, it's fantastic. It really is, yeah. There's quite a few titles here that I've never even heard of. Sealed Lips, 1942. That's a rare one. Sealed Lips. Oh, yeah. This is one of the best books I've ever bought on Universal Studios. And they are the late, great Lon Chaney Jr. and the Wolfman. 1941. And Mileva, the Gypsy Woman, played by the brilliant Maria Ouspenskaya. Fantastic black and white photos, guys, in this book, yeah. And as I say, it's a real weighty tome, you know, absolutely, oh yeah, fantastic book, yeah. I'll tell you how many pages are in here in total. 773 pages, guys, in total in this weighty volume of 40s Universal Monsters, a critical commentary, yeah. So if you like, you like reading anecdotes and everything about a particular Universal movie, you've got to get this book, guys. You know, it's just fantastic. You know, I could sit here all afternoon spouting superlatives about this book. You know, it really is. I've got all my favourites in here. you know. And we've got like, there's one from Sherlock Holmes there, Basil Rathbone, and Lionel Atwill, a stalwart of Universal movies, yeah. Lionel Atwill usually played the Mad Doctor. Night Monsters here, yeah, fantastic. 1942. They're all here, guys. All the movies from the 1940s and that. Destination Unknown. Oh yeah, just an absolute whopper of a book. This, it really is. Yeah, I'll treasure this always. I really will. You know. Yeah. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, the very last movie they cover. The part where Lou goes into the, well, he's called, what's the name? I think he's called Wilbur in the movie. He goes into Lawrence Talbot's room, and he's changed into the Wolfman. Well, you know what happens if you've seen the movie. You'll know what happens there. But yeah, fantastic. House of Horrors. Rondo Hatton in his most famous pose as the Creeper. Very familiar face in Universal movies, guys. Yeah. So this will take some reading. It's just a kind of like, it's ideal for a kind of a desktop reference book. You can just dip in and out of it at will. You know, just fantastic. Yeah, really made up with this. The Mad Ghoul. There you go. Just wish they'd done just a couple more photos in it, guys. But you know, it's not much of a problem really, because as I say, the amount of information on the Universal monsters in this book is quite impressive. It really is. You know, the Strange Case of Dr. RX. I haven't seen that one. There's a publicity shot of Anne Gwyn posing with Nabongo the gorilla. There you go. Fantastic, yeah. So, yeah. So as I say, they're all here, guys. All the Universal movies, including the non-monster ones from the 1940s. It doesn't go to the 1930s or 50s. It's primarily focused on the 1940s. So just bear that in mind if you're going to buy this. It just concentrates on the 1940s Universal movies. Yeah. I'll just read you a bit of the back anyway, just to give you a further idea. I have here. This is a quote actually from the House of Frankenstein. I have here collection of the world's most astounding horrors, boasted Professor Lampini in House of Frankenstein, but really all he had to offer was Dracula's bones. We can do far better than the hapless professor. These pages offer Frankenstein's monster, the Wolfman, the mummy in search of his lost love, invisible intruders, ape women, a spine-breaking serial killer, and twisted mysteries, including ones that it takes Sherlock Holmes to solve. And if that's not enough, there's Lon Chaney Jr. sporting a dapper moustache and a business suit rather than mummy wrappings. In addition to that, there's a collection of crooks and spies that made the Shock Theatre TV package without being shocking in the least. All these came from Universal, the greatest monster factory of all time. Audiences weary of and dismayed by the real horrors of World War II could escape into a universe where evil was encountered and inevitably defeated in a neat 75 minutes. Now, for the most part, the films lacked the gravitas and the budget of the 1930s horror classics, but they filled the double bill and are regarded today with great affection by lovers of vintage movies. So there you go, guys. That's the blurb for this weighty tome, 1940s Universal Monster. So yeah, so really happy to add this book to my ever-growing horror book collection. Yeah, lovely thick book, and I like them like this. Plenty of information, nice and chunky, big door stopper. Yeah. All right then, guys, that concludes my review of 1940s Universal Monsters, a critical commentary. Have you got this book by any chance? What do you think of it? Do you share my high opinion of it? Leave a comment down below. And as I said before, if you love Universal Monsters, not just the Universal Monsters, but all Universal movies of the 1940s, get yourself a copy of this book. It's definitely worth adding to your collection. Yeah. All right then, guys. The usual. If you like the video, please feel free to share, subscribe, comment, and all going well. I'll be back soon with another video. Take care. Bye for now.